With the release of Stargirl on DC Universe and the CW, Warner Bros. Television is counting on the fact that we all have room in our lives for yet another DC show. And given how so much of the entertainment industry has ground to a halt in 2020, including the Arrowverse, they're right. Stargirl is just what a bored superhero TV fan needs right now. A fun and lighthearted romp that breaks both the Arrowverse and DC Universe mold. Thanks to the recent Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, we know that Stargirl takes place on Earth 2, a world that was destroyed in the final season of Arrow and reborn in a new form in the last chapter of Crisis. Fortunately, you don't need to know any of that backstory to enjoy the Stargirl premiere. This is a fresh start with a new world and a new cast of heroes and villains. If anything, Stargirl is at its weakest when it attempts to flesh out the history of this world and its incarnation of the Justice Society of America. The opening flashback is all over the map in terms of tone. It attempts to combine superhero melodrama and quippy humor and, predictably, doesn't pull off either one. But despite that rough start, the premiere quickly settles into a groove when it shifts focus to the story of Courtney Whitmore and her new stepfather, Pat Dugan. The series really thrives on the strong chemistry between the two leads and the awkward family bond they share. With so many superhero stories revolving around a character grieving for their dead parents, it's refreshing to have a show so centered on a father-daughter relationship. For that and other reasons, Stargirl feels like neither the product of the Arrowverse nor DC Universe. Stargirl is firmly and proudly an all-ages series. There's a clear Spielbergian quality to the series that's most obvious where Courtney tests out her new powers and gets used to wielding the cosmic staff. That mystical artifact turns out to be a solid supporting character in its own right, sort of the show's answer to Doctor Strange's eccentric cloak of levitation in the MCU.
You blew up a car.
I didn't, it did. I was only going to let the air out of their tires.
While it is a little disappointing that the Art Deco vibe of the old Earth 2 has been phased out in favor of something more traditional and contemporary, the series does find more subtle ways of acknowledging the old-school roots of the Justice Society. The doo-wop-heavy soundtrack, the cheesy nature of the costumes, and the vaguely Leave It to Beaver-esque nature of Blue Valley itself all help the show feel like it's detached from time and operating in its own goofy little corner of the DCU. It's not just another Arrowverse offshoot, and that is fine. Stargirl is the sort of charming, wholesome superhero series the world could use right about now. Despite its rough opening act, the pilot quickly finds its footing as it hones in on the story of Courtney Whitmore and her strained family relationships. The series plays as much like a goofy teen comedy as a superhero drama. That not only broadens the show's appeal, it helps it find its own voice rather than repeating the grim and gritty formula of past DC Universe shows. For more DC, check out our reviews of the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover and Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. And as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.